So now we're at the final part 6 of this module, and I would be remiss if I did not mention assistive technology. During your disability presentations, I had you take a look at what assistive technologies might support those different learners. So it can be something as small as a pencil grip or sticky notes or a graphic organizer, or it can be high-tech like a screen reader or an AAC device. Or it could be, kind of middle tech, which is just some sort of specialized learning material. But assistive technology is actually a decision that's made by the entire IEP team based on the student's needs. And we're going to talk a little bit more about that. There's usually an eight-step, and notice I say continuous decision-making process for an assistive technology plan. So it's continuous because you're constantly reflecting to decide, is this working out? Is there some training that we need? Is there anything else that we need to do to support and support this child or the staff or family working with the child in making sure that the assistive technology is actually beneficial. Also, assistive technology can be either a service or it can be a device, just to keep that in mind too. So of course, first you identify the area of concern, then you gather information on aspects related to concerns, then you analyze information that you've gathered, you generate prioritized and potential solutions, develop the plan, work the plan, and collect data on the effectiveness, revise the plan as indicated by the data, and then you continue to document. And so as you can see, it's when a student has some sort of assistive technology, there's been a lot of work that's gone into developing that and supporting the implementation of it. So now we're jumping from where you were able to create the UDL lesson plan with the PSYOP strategies, and now we're really jumping into doing that same thing, but also with technology integrated. So I've put together kind of 6 steps for how you can think about this, integrating the technology. The first one is give the students an interest inventory. Analyze the resources, identify the standard, design a process using UDL. This often includes technology. You're going to implement it and then critically reflect on the lesson. So for the student interest inventory, I've put together just a few questions here, but you can, adapt this in any way that you want, just to ask your students just kind of about where they are and to get them thinking about what might be useful for them, partially to increase their social emotional learning, but also to help them develop skills that maybe they don't have as strong, or maybe it's building on their strengths. So, and here's some questions just all based on gaming and whatever their favorite game is. So you can use this if you'd like. If you want to design your own, then you're welcome to do that too. And it may be an inventory that's based on the second part of this, which is the technology analysis. So what resources do you have access to? And how much time do you have? As I was designing this course, and I found out that not all the instructors use Blackboard as often as others, then I realized that you all could be potentially coming to me with different technology and digital skills. And so I tried my best to, slowly bring on the different techniques that we have for bringing technology or integrating technology into our lessons. So you might look at your hardware, access to hardware, internet, software, or programs, and it could be commercial, district adopted, or free online programs. Then I created the lesson plan for you, and as you can see, I've taken out a few parts. I took out the rationale and the adaptations for EL and for special ed students with IEPs, but I did add how will you adapt this lesson for various language, academic, cognitive, and physical abilities. So I still want you to kind of integrate it in there, but it can be a lot more general than the last lesson plan that you put in there. So yeah, so you're going to decide upon your content standard and pedagogy. Then you're going to add the technology. Remember, we don't choose the technology and then try to find a standard to meet it. We want to make sure that this is you're following the TPAC guidelines. Then you want to find age-appropriate educational website to integrate into the academic content. And then you're going to complete the lesson plan. So, and I put teacher and student activities. How will you adapt this lesson for various language, academic, cognitive, and physical abilities? So that's right here. One of the things that you can do and that I will offer up to you is to even look online to find maybe some good technology lesson plans that are already online, and then you're just adapting it for what you're doing here. For this class. But remember, you always have to start with the content standard before you decide on the technology. And then the last part is the critical reflection. And we're going to be doing this in class on the 24th. But I wanted to just kind of review a little bit about what critical reflection is, because it's different than just a regular reflection. So critical reflection is similar to critical thinking, and you're analyzing some sort of incident based on, and they say reflect on action, reflect in action, reflect for action. So past experiences, what's happening when it happened, and then actions you might want to take in the future, in future experiences with this lesson plan. So what are we going to look at? We're going to look at the what, who, what, when, where, why. The so what, so that's what you kind of assess things before, during, and after. And then the now what. So how are you going to, what did you learn? How are you going to change or adapt or alter the lesson? And what are you going to keep? And really, being able to reflect on all these pieces will make you a much better teacher. And then also, how do you increase access to technology in your classroom, especially some of those of you who work in schools or districts that don't have as much money for technology? This can be an obstacle. And so, what can you do that will allow your students to continue on their digital journey, but also what obstacles could you encounter? And then how are you adding technology to your lessons right now, or do you plan to in the future if you're not teaching at this point? And then, of course, we've got the what's next. So by the 23rd, so you've got a few weeks to do this, you're going to create the UDL lesson plan with technology. You're going to implement this into the TK or 12 classroom, or you're going to create a video and share it with a peer of either the UDL lesson plan with the SIOP strategies or the UDL lesson plan with the technology integration. You're going to complete the IRIS module that we talked about in the first video, and then on the 24th we'll get together, we'll critically reflect on the UDL lesson plans implementation, so whichever one you implemented. Becky and Danielle are going to present their disability information, and then on the last night of class we're having another guest speaker. It's Dr. Lisa Sullivan, and she's going to be talking about autism, ASD, and some different strategies that she has done with students in supporting students, and some research she's done there. And then we're going to be doing a finalized teaching philosophy activity that will hopefully help you as you all become critical reflectors on your practice. This last part is for anybody who is going to be using the video to share with a peer. I want to walk you through exactly how to do that. So, and for those of you who don't need to use, don't need to actually video and share with a peer, then you can actually finish your listening at this point. That I use for creating these videos is called Screencast-O-Matic, and it's on screencast-o-matic.com. And I have my email account all connected here, and then I also have it connected with my YouTube. So I did that beforehand, and that's just free as long as it's under 15 minutes. And here's just a short video that Screencast-O-Matic put together so that you can get to know exactly what to do.
Welcome to Screencast-O-Matic.com. To get started, click the Start Recording button to go to the Screen Recorder page. If it's your first time, you may be prompted to download our Screen Recorder launcher to use the recorder from your browser. You can also click this link to install the recorder as a standalone application on your Windows or Mac PC, so you can run it outside the browser. After you get set up with the recorder launcher, then you can refresh the page to launch the recorder. When the recorder starts, you'll see a black and white frame with a menu for the recorder controls. You can choose to record just your screen, webcam, or both the screen and webcam using these buttons. The free recorder is limited to create 15-minute recordings, but you can upgrade to the Pro Recorder to make it unlimited. You can drag and resize this frame to record anything on your screen, or choose from some standard HD sizes or full screen recording. The recorder will be set up to record the default mic on your computer, or you can select a certain mic using this button. If you're on a Windows PC with Vista or later, then you can also record the computer audio if you have the Pro Recorder. When you're ready to record, click the record button, and all of the action inside of the frame will be captured. You can pause and resume the recorder, preview your recording, and restart if needed, or click the Done button if you're finished recording. After you click Done, a new window will appear where you can choose to save the recording to a video file, upload to Screencast-O-Matic.com, or YouTube. If you upgrade to the Pro Recorder, then you get a lot more uploading options, which you can see by clicking this icon. The Pro Recorder also adds editing tools to cut, zoom, blur, add overlays, and much more. That's it for this quick intro. For more tutorials, click on the tutorials link at the top of the page at Screencast-O-Matic.com.
So as you can see, it's very simple, and you have a lot of freedom as far as what you're going to be doing. And so if you do choose this option, make sure that you do share this with at least one peer. You're video recording with a peer so that you've got some sort of feedback to reflect on when we all come back to class. I will be back on the 11th, so I can answer emails after the 11th and give you more support between the 12th and the 23rd. So I hope you have a wonderful next few weeks. Thank you.